Hello everyone. We'll learn trigonometry as simple as possible, okay? First, we'll learn unit conversion of an angle. So, what are the units of an angle? So, there are two units of an angle. One is degree, sorry, degree, and another one is radian. In today's video, we'll learn how to convert degree from radian and radian from degree, okay? So let's talk about degree for real quick. Degree. So what is degree? So let's draw a circle here. Let's say this circle. So when we have the circle, and if we can divide this circle into 360 degrees. So let's say from 0 degree, we start from 0 degree. So we divide each of them 360 part. So each part is called degree. And the symbol of degree is very small circle like this. In here, though, we have for us in this circle, so if we start from here, it's 0 degree, and if we divide it in perfect half from to here, it is 180 degree. And if you go from 0, then this is 30 unit up, 30 degree, then 15 unit out, so it's going to be 30 plus 15, 45 degree. Then 45 plus 15 is 60 degree, then 60 plus 30 is 90 degree. The reason I draw the circle like that is that these are the degrees are most commonly used: 0, 30, 45, 60, 90, 180. Then if you go all the way here, it's 270. Then if you go to circle back, here is 360. Then that's the degree. But a lot of my student asked me why 360 pieces, right? Why 360? Why you divide by 360? So this really the choice of 360 dates back to the ancient civilization like Babylonian and Sumerians. They found it convenient number due to its many divisions. That's why we use 360 degrees when you divide 360 part. So now let's talk about radians. So radians is also another of the angular measurement, right? So for radians, let's write down radians. Radians, okay. So radians, we write down RAD, okay. That's the symbol of radians. So instead of 0 degree, we divided it by 2 pi. So let's say you have 0, then if you go circle back from here to all the way, it's gonna be 2 pi. So this is gonna be perfect half. So 2 pi divided by 2 is gonna be just pi. So it's gonna be here, it's gonna be pi by 2. Okay, so this is called radians. Now we have to convert a degree to radian, radian to degree. Why? Because a lot of cases we have to use radians, a lot of cases we have to use degrees. Let's go into it. So let's just erase this one for now, since we don't need it now. Let's erase this. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So most of the common use of degree we have is 30 degree, 0 degree, 30 degree, 90 degree. I just told you guys. So let's do the conversion. So let's write it down degree. Then radians. So once you have 1 degree is actually equal to pi by 180. Okay, so to make it easier, 180 degree is pi radian. Okay, you see the conversion. So now if you say half of 180, so let's say 180 divided by 2, you just simply write down pi by 2. So let's say you have, so this, what is 180 divided by 2? It's 90 degree. So 90 degree is basically pi by 2. You can say, let's say we divide by 184. So we say we got in radians, we got pi by 4. It's very, very simple, as simple as it is. So 180 divided by 4, what do you get? 45 degrees. So whenever you see the 45 degree, we just say pi by 4 radians. So now, so we see that 1 degree is just pi by 180. So what happened when you have 1 radian? You do the opposite. What is pi by 180? Is 180 divided by pi degree. Okay? So this is one of the most important concept in trigonometry, to do the conversion of unit, conversion of uh, angular measurements, right? So one of them is degree and another one is radians. Hopefully you guys can do it. Let's do some examples so that we understand how we can do it. All right. Yeah. Let's just do it here again. I'll just make it this more resize. Okay. Here you go. Let's just make it here and let's just put it here so that it's more convenient. Okay, now let's look at one problem, right? So let's say you have 270 degree. Now it's asking you to convert in radians. Okay, how do you do that? How do you do that? First, we already know, we can just write it down 270. Since we have degree here, instead of degree we can write it down. Remember that 1 degree, remember here 1 degree is pi by 180 radians. So we can just write it down pi by 180 radians. So we can just write RAD. You see? So now let's do some calculation. So we can just, whenever you have 0 in the top, in bottom, you can always cancel them. Now look, what's the common factor between 18 and 27? It's 9. So 3 times 9 is 27. 18 times 2, 9 times 2 is 18. Okay, so you can just multiply 3 times pi is 3 pi divided by 2. That's your answer. And remember, whenever they ask you in radians, you always have to have a pi in your answer. If you don't have a pi in your answer, that's mean you're doing something wrong. Okay, that's from 270 degree to radians. So now let's do another one. Let's do when you have, let's say you have, they're saying that, let's say 120 degree. How do you convert in radian? They ask you, you have 120 degrees, converts in radians. How do you do that? So it's simple as that. Just write it down 120 again. Instead of degree, you just write it down pi by 180. Exactly same thing. So 0, 0 you can cancel. What's the common factor in between them? Is 3. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 6 is 12. Now we can we can just rewrite the fraction again. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. Actually, you could just do the 6 factor and that would have been a work. But let's say this is the answer. So this is 2 pi by 3 radians. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Now let's convert from radians to, let's now convert it in radians to degree. So let's say they gave you a example. Let's say they say that, oh, there is 3 by 4 pi, convert radians. Now convert in, oh, let's just do, sorry, radians. Okay, now convert in degree. Sorry, degree. How do you do that? In degree. So how do you do that? So just write it down, 3 by 4 pi, and instead of radians, what do you have to write it down? Remember that from radians to degree, what do you write down? 180 degree divided by 4. Sorry, my bad. 180 degree divided by pi. Right? We have 180 divided by pi. So the pi and pi always cancel out. Now, if we do it, so what is that? 2 times 2 is 4, and 9 times 0, 90, right? So you can do it furthermore. 2 times 1 is 2, 45 times 2 is 90. That's it. So we can multiply now. 3 times 45, how much? 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 12, so it's 135, okay? And you can write down the degree. That's your answer. Now let's do another one. Let's say they gave you, this is it's the easiest one, but let's do it. Radian, right? What do you have to do? You have to convert in degree. How do you do that? So again, just write it down, 2 pi. And instead of radians, write it down. What do you have to write it down? 180 divided by pi. You can just cancel the pi. What do you got? 2 times 18 is 36, and the 0 is 360 degrees.